Good morning. Today is going to be another Q&A video. The other day I celebrated reaching 10,000 subscribers and I asked you guys to ask me your questions. So today I'm going to be answering them. I've already answered a load of them yesterday and yeah, I'm going to try and get through as many as I can in both of these videos because... Where's my phone? Because yeah, I just want to answer all of them, and I've just made myself my new favourite breakfast if you're interested, which is like muesli. I was watching Madeleine, check her out if you haven't already. Her channel's great and she does loads of really cool what I eat in a day videos, and she made her own muesli where she just chucked in porridge oats, seeds, coconut flakes, fruit, cinnamon, all that sort of stuff, and then poured milk over it. And I've been getting a bit fed up with porridge, so this is what I'm having today and it's so good. So the first question comes from Faith Vandermolen and she says, what are your top tips for growing a YouTube channel? I have a vegan based channel as well and feel like such a newbie. Any thoughts on video titles, length, how to be genuine, love your videos and content? Thank you, Faith. My top tips are just to keep on uploading. So upload as regularly as you can. When I started, I think I uploaded a couple times a week and I realised that just wasn't cutting it because I wasn't getting any views or any people finding my channel, so I started to have the mentality of uploading as often as I could, so trying to upload every day. I personally love watching daily vlogs, so I kind of aim towards that. I typically, if you watch my channel for a while, I'm doing Vlogmas now, so I'm uploading every day, but typically I upload about 5 times a week because I just think that if I want people to be attracted to my channel, then, I don't know, I need to dedicate myself to uploading a lot of videos and talking to you guys a lot and kind of being, you know, hardworking and all of that. Depends on the type of videos you're doing. If you're doing daily vlogs and chatty videos, then it's a really good idea to upload as every day if you can. Video titles, just be, you know, be inventive. Try and, when I do daily vlogs, I often try and think of a topic or something I'm going to talk about or something that's going to inspire people, or I don't always do that, it can just come at a whim, but sometimes you want to have something to talk about in particular that will draw people in. What I eat in a day as a vegan is also a great thing to do, people love those always. Length, I try and keep mine around 10 minutes, although a lot of you guys say you like longer videos, but I think the 10-minute mark is a good place to start with. If you're doing talky videos, I think fine to do longer videos sometimes, but I think 10 minutes is good. How to be genuine, just be yourself. Don't hold back. When I started, I promised myself that I would be authentic and genuine, and it's actually really helped in my personal life as well, just being completely open. And I used to be the shyest person, and now I feel a lot more confident in myself because I have just spoken up about everything that's gone on in my life on my channel. So I definitely recommend doing that if you want to be genuine. Talk about the struggles you've gone through, talk about any problems you've had in your past, ways you've overcome them. Just, you know, try and help people out, and people will relate to you. Also, thumbnails. A lot of people have like, I know that it depends on your taste, but a lot of people have lots of text and lots of things going on in their thumbnails, and they can be dark or they can be, I don't know, you just, with thumbnails, I personally think having raw thumbnails is always the best. I know that my thumbnails sometimes aren't raw, but try and have a screenshot of your video as your thumbnail, and like you can brighten it up and stuff, but don't go too, if you want to have text, fine, but I personally think that don't go too mad on the text and all that. Just keep it simple. Yeah, keep it simple. Keep it simple, upload as regularly as possible, speak from your heart, be yourself, and do videos that you love watching yourself personally. Okay, that was a long answer. I need to wrap these up a bit quicker. Do you plan on having kids? We answered that question in my last Q&A, so go check that out. Have you ever dealt with anxiety or depression or mental wellness? If you have tips to overcome that. Well, many of you know that I struggled with an eating disorder for about 3-4 years, maybe even longer than that. It was a long time I had an eating disorder, and I've also struggled with anxiety. I haven't dealt with depression necessarily, but I think that the problems that I've dealt with relate to depression in a lot of ways, and I've definitely had symptoms of depression. I've never been like diagnosed with depression, but I can relate to symptoms of it, because when you struggle with an eating disorder, it has a lot of similar symptoms, if you can understand what I'm saying. But with mental wellness, my first thing I would advise is to talk to somebody if you're struggling. I know it sounds so simple, but it's really important to tell somebody. If you're beginning to feel depressed or you're feeling anxious regularly, tell somebody about it, tell somebody you trust, tell somebody you love, and hopefully they can help you. And I really do advise going to see a therapist. I never did when I had an eating disorder, but I know had I, it probably would have helped the process along. I struggled alone and in silence for a very long time when I could have been recovering. So yeah, I would advise to speak to somebody, try and see a therapist, and just get help with it, because I have family members and friends who've dealt with depression, and it really is important to see somebody about it, especially if you're dealing with severe depression. You really need some medical care, because it is something that, while yes, you can have a good mental attitude and you can practice mindfulness and you know, really thinking about your mindset, a lot of it needs to be dealt with like any other physical disease needs to be dealt with. It needs to be dealt with by a doctor and by, you know, actual steps to fix it. Same with anxiety and anxiety disorders like eating disorders and OCD and all those things. It's important to talk to somebody, and then secondly, it's important to just take care of yourself on a day-to-day basis, and don't think big. Don't think about tomorrow, the next day, the day after. Just think about today, how you can get through today, and how you can be grateful for the things you have today and happy for the things that you have today, and that can help in a small way. But as I said, if it's a severe problem, you really need to go speak to somebody about it. But if you haven't seen my eating disorder story or eating disorder recovery video, that might have some advice for you as well, because it's, you know, ties in with anxiety and depression. Lizzie Parker says, do you still work other than YouTube? And if so, what do you do? Yes, I do still work. I work part-time doing marketing and business development for a holiday home exchange company. And I'm going to eat my breakfast, and I'll come back to you in a little while with some more questions.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose.
So I'm just chilling here with Frankie, and I have got a question. I think he's jealous because my screensaver is Zeus. Alex did this, he's like zoomed in on a photo of Zeus. Yeah, the next question is from Emily Summers, and she has written a really lovely comment, so thank you so much, but I'm not going to read that out because otherwise this will be a bit longer. She asks, oh, bye-bye Frankie. Who or what influences and inspires you? What's next for you on your journey? I'm going to say that YouTubers influence me the most. Oh my god. Okay. Frankie, no. YouTubers have influenced and inspired me the most. I watch so many YouTubers. I can't list them all because there's just so many, but maybe I can list a few. Okay, so Freely and Durian Rider a long time ago inspired me and influenced me to go vegan, and they've helped me a lot in my journey and recovery from an eating disorder. People like Infinite Waters inspire me to be a better person and to be more spiritual and mindful and positive and all of that. I'm just going to look at a few of my YouTube subscriptions, because that's another thing I think quite a few of you asked recently, was to do a video on like my favourite YouTubers and favourite people who I watch. And honestly, YouTube has always inspired me because it's a place where real people can talk about their experiences and help each other. And I think that's incredibly inspirational, I really do. That's why I think that people feel that connection to my channel, other people's channels, because they can relate, and we're just normal people who are sharing experiences, and then you can relate to those experiences and those, you know, interests and lifestyles, and that is honestly what inspires me. So yeah, but I'm going to read out a few that I love. So one that I've started watching recently is Vegan Family TV. They recently sold everything in their home and uprooted their life and moved to Gran Canaria with their 2 daughters. And their channel is amazing. Definitely check them out. They had a video recently where they were so inspirational about having like a plan for the future and how they set themselves goals, and they had a mission statement and they've made it happen. And yeah, just that whole minimal living, just downsizing to, I think they downsized to just some carry-on bags to travel with, which I think is amazing. People like, Sarah Nurse, she's an amazing minimalist YouTuber, definitely check her out. She lives with her husband in Berlin, and they've just been travelling out of a suitcase for a while, and they live a minimalist lifestyle. Eric Conover, he's a vlogger. He's just an all-round amazing guy. He's this really lovely, nice, down-to-earth guy who just is, I don't know, it's something about his vlogs I just love. They're just so simple, but they just inspire me because he kind of lives his life to the fullest and is always very positive, and he's living the dream basically, and he made that happen, and he's awesome. People like Bonnie Rebecca, she was fundamental for me when I was recovering from my eating disorder, just to watch another girl my age eat so much food and enjoy her life and be vegan, and just, yeah, she really helped me. People like Casey Neistat, he's inspirational. Just, whoa, you see Frankie, he's on my back. Yeah, Casey Neistat's super inspirational, again, for the same reasons. He made it happen for himself, was, you know, self-taught. He's now one of the most successful YouTubers out there, so... even people like nutritionfacts.org, so Dr. Greger, he's inspirational because he taught me so much about veganism when I went vegan and about nutrition. Like, if you are confused about vegan nutrition and where to get your nutrients from and why eating meat, dairy and eggs is bad for you, you need to watch his videos. He is just so unbelievably influential to so many vegans out there and learning about how to get the best diet for your body, basically, and he's amazing. And even people like Dr. McDougall, again, he promotes the whole foods lifestyle, and it is what most vegan YouTubers base their information off, and that makes them incredibly inspirational, I think, anyway. But yeah, I think that those are some pretty inspirational people to start with if you're looking for some good YouTube channels. And what's next for you on your journey? Well, next for us in 2017 is lots and lots of travel. I am going to travel to Thailand and hopefully around Southeast Asia. And then after that, who knows? I honestly don't know. We're going to be selling our whole house, basically. I'm going to be selling all the furniture and downsizing to just a suitcase. And I'm going to only leave winter stuff here with my family. So I'm only going to leave some coats and jumpers and things. But I'm going to completely downsize. I'm so inspired by other minimalists and I want to live out of a backpack. And I would love to move and live abroad with Alex, but who knows, we'll take each day as it comes. But to begin with, we're going to be doing lots of travelling in Southeast Asia and going to the vegan mecca that is Chiang Mai, and just loving and living life. And hopefully by then I will be able to sustain myself off of YouTube and off of my savings and be a bit more free for a little while and find myself and, yeah, take you guys along with me on the journey. Oh, Frankie's back. Okay, I'll catch you in a little while, maybe after some lunch with some more questions.
Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows.
So I've got another question here from the Kitty Tricks. Hey, definitely go look at her channel, she's awesome. Congrats again on hitting 10k. My question is, if you could have a perfect 3-course meal, what would you have and who would you have it with? That's a really good question. Perfect 3-course meal. So for starters, I would probably have like bruschetta. I love bruschetta, or some kind of vegan pate on toast. And then for my main course, I'd probably choose some kind of curry, so like a Thai curry or an Indian curry. I love curries so much. And then for pudding, I'd have a chocolate cake or chocolate brownie with like some ice cream and some warm chocolate sauce. And who would I have it with? That's a really good question. I don't know. I'm gonna say with Alex, because with Alex it'll be perfect. But someone like a celebrity, maybe like Russell Brand. He's like super interesting and I love him, and he would be a good conversation starter. He would be good in conversation at a dinner table, and he's really hilarious, and yeah, I love him. So yeah, I'll catch you maybe when I'm eating some lunch with some more questions. So just got myself some lunch. If you're wondering, it's just a load of roasted vegetables because we are really low on food. We don't even have any salad. I would normally have had salad with this. So it's just sweet potato, cauliflower and mushroom with some paprika and cumin and pepper, and then we have it with some ketchup and sweet chilli. And I would love to have some crunchy romaine lettuce with this right now to make some little cups. But beggars can't be choosers, so let's answer some more questions. Starry Sky Sparkle asks, what prompted you to start your minimalism journey? I think I've answered this question before, but I'll link the video where I answered it comprehensively, but I'll briefly answer it here. When I went vegan, I saw a lot of other vegans were minimalists too, and honestly I just sort of, my mind opened up to lots of different things, including being more ethical in all areas of my life, and it kind of spread out into minimalism. And then when I moved into this flat, I had this overwhelming urge to just get rid of loads of stuff, especially with travelling in mind for the future. I knew that I had to start downsizing, and yeah, I just was inspired by other people because it kind of comes hand in hand with veganism, minimalism, because of the environmental aspect and just kind of living life in a more simple way, not having things bind you down, you know what I mean, not having things hold you down. So that's why. Hannah Gunderman asks, how do you see biking and biking culture as being related to minimalism? I love the idea of using my bike more instead of driving, and also using public transit more. Yes, definitely. I don't have a driving license. For no particular reason, this isn't like a minimalist reason. When I was 17, I didn't have enough money to afford a driving license, and I was also studying for A-levels and doing my grade 8 piano, and I just didn't have the time or energy to think about doing driving lessons. And then I went to university, and in between university I just never had the time or the want really to get a driving license. And then since then I started to enjoy cycling more and cycling to and from work, so that again pushed back my driving incentive. I did have lessons at one point after university, but then when I moved back here at home I just didn't carry on. So yeah, I think that cycling is a great thing to do, to cycle to and from work. That's what I used to do. I don't as much anymore because I'm working a lot more from home and the weather's shit. But that is what I do, and before that I was using public transit. So I was always using buses and I had no problem with it. I would cycle to the bus stop and I would leave my bike in town, and I would get a bus every day. And yeah, I cycle to work, and I think I would encourage everyone to do it. If you live a few miles away, like up to 10 miles away from your work, get a bike and cycle it. Start doing it once a week, then start doing it more often. It's just a really great way to reduce your carbon footprint even more, and also incorporate something that's really thoroughly enjoyable and fun and good for you into your life. Because what a lot of people do is they work 9 to 5 and then they go to the gym before or after that, when you could use the travel time to go to the gym. You could use the travel time to exercise, which I think is a great use of time. So for me, I was always struggling with that. I was thinking, oh God, after work, you know, how am I going to get to the gym? And cycling solves that problem for me, and it's a lot more fun than the gym. So definitely all for that. So I'm going to enjoy my lunch now, and I'll come back to you later when a few more questions have come in. And yeah.
They know that Santa's on his way.
Alex is home.
Just like every day.
No, we haven't seen you in ages. You've been away.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to answer a few questions with me
Now?
when we eat dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you won't be able to answer them, but you can sit with me. Okay, so we just made ourselves a delicious bean and lentil Mexican style soup, and whilst it's cooling down a bit, I'll answer 2 more questions. Alex is here, he's not going to really contribute necessarily because they're for me, but...
Good.
The first question is from Jessica Watson, and it's, do we plan on travelling to the US? Well, do I plan on travelling to the US? I would like to travel to the US, definitely.
Where to?
We've said that
Do
we'd
what?
like to do a road trip. But for that I need to get a driving licence because you couldn't do it all on your own. So
I do it all on my own now.
I would think like 2018 I would quite like to go to the US, but in 2017 there is the chance we might be going to New York because my grandma lives in Canada, and we were going to go this Christmas, but we're thinking of going next year at some point to New York, then
Via
Canada.
New York.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been to the US once before, and Alex lived in the US for a bit, didn't you, for 3 years when you were a kid?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we definitely would love to go to the US. And
It's so hot.
I said we're waiting for it to cool down.
I think it was that hot.
The last question is from Daniela Armado, and she asks how my weight loss is going and what my goals are for next year. And my weight loss has probably, I'd say it's kind of plateaued a little bit the last couple months, just because, as I mentioned, I wasn't really exercising. So since the summer, I've struggled to find a proper exercise routine and been doing it here and there and just kind of been focusing on life instead. So that's why I've not really been making videos on it. I've still been eating healthily and I've probably lost a little bit of weight, but nothing significant. I've kind of stayed the same. But as I said, it's not been like the priority. And then more recently, I've been like, right, I need to get back into exercise. I figured out a routine, as you guys know, and I'm going to be doing that now. And I'm sure in the next couple months, I'll notice a difference because I'm at a healthy weight now. When I started at the beginning of 2016, I was verging on overweight. Like my weight was actually overweight, I think, my BMI. And now I'm a healthy weight. I don't actually know how much I weigh, but I know from physically looking at me, I'm a healthy weight. Now I'm just kind of wanting to get fit and tone and all of that. And yeah, just I want to be, my goal for next year kind of ties in with that. That's one of my goals, is to be like the fittest I've ever been without it being unhealthy. Because the only other times I've been fit in my life were when I was a kid, and the other times I wasn't very healthy. I was like calorie restricting and all that nonsense. So yeah, big goal for 2017 is, yeah, to get really, really fit and also just like really achieve even more with my YouTube channel. I'd love to reach more people and make it a full-time job. That's like my biggest goal. So yeah, we're gonna end the video there and I'll see you in tomorrow's Vlogmas. I hope you enjoyed this long video. See you tomorrow. Bye!